Yeah.
Action.
Action. On my second installment of Show Me Love, Not Intimidation, I would like to bring attention to an incident that happened 4 years before I was diagnosed. I was on the way back from making a copy of my CV for the interview I had the following morning. And by the way, I had a filming for a music video that I wanted to do in the afternoon. But I was on my way back and I was passing through Vendôme. And when I got there, there were all these, there were like about 6 or 7 STM security there. And they were blocking the way and the security was taking up all of the space. So, me, when I'm accustomed to seeing so much SCM or SCUM as it was in the time, personnel there, you just show your bus pass and they see it's valid and you pass. So I put mine up in the air and I jumped over the turnstiles. I was intercepted by one of the officers that was there talking, and he tried to take the card from me, and when I didn't let him do that, he explained to me, well, you have to slide the card through, and after you slide the card through, then you'll be able to pass, you know, and take your metro and go wherever, you know. So I was like, okay. So I slid my card through, it made a sound, and I jumped over and I walked because I had to go to the right to go towards P9. And while I was walking, he didn't speak to me, he didn't make any sign to stop me or anything like that. But as soon as I passed him, he grabbed me by my right shoulder and he hit me with his left in the mouth. My lips started to bleed, you know. And then they pinned me down, they put me in all these holes, and they cut the headphones to the headphones to the Discman that I was listening to. Then they bring me in this small room, all to tell me that they were gonna give me a ticket, and if I wanted to have a lawyer. So I didn't understand it first, but when he repeated it, I said yes, I do want to have a lawyer. So then they gave me a summons to be in court, and that was all they gave me. And they called the cops. When the cops came, they told the cops that I had calmed down, which wasn't the case, but that's what they told the cops. And then the cops brought me to Villa Maria. They put all my stuff on the hood of the car and on the trunk of the car. And I was starting to put my stuff away, like, I mean, everything's in my pocket, you know, my digital recorder, my Discman, stuff like that, my jacket. I had to put my jacket back on. All of these things, and they were ready to drive away. So I called 911 to let them know that there was a button missing from my jacket because it was a brand new jacket, you know. What ended up happening is that when I got to court, I went to court with the summoning date without a lawyer, so the judge told me I need to come back with a lawyer. And then there were charges that were now reimpressed, which was basically assaulting a peace officer. So we went to court. My understanding was that if I accepted the plea bargain which they offered, which was basically that I didn't assault a peace officer, I interrupted the work of a peace officer, which in my words I said I did interrupt their work, but I didn't really interrupt their work because I caused them to stop talking, which is what they were doing before, talking to each other. However, when they addressed me and started to do their work, which was to intervene in something that was probably not regular on a regular basis of how people should act in the metro, according to how they may have thought, I followed their instructions. I communicated with them. I made sure that I understood what was said, and I tried to follow it. All right. However, when I brought it to small claims court, because I only accepted the plea bargain because my lawyer said that I would be able to get back the money that I lost for the video shoot that was missed because I wasn't able to project my voice after they had hurt my throat in the position they had put me in. So When I went to small claims court, they said, they did hear the beep, but yet they still attacked me. I don't know why. The beep of when I slide the car through when I went through. And then another thing they said is that I jumped over the turnstiles multiple times, like more than twice. Like I kept on going back and jumping over, going back and jumping over. And I mean, this really didn't make any sense, So I guess the reason why I'm saying this is because, there was a security camera there, but there was no footage. Why do you have 7 security guards there patrolling the area, and there's a security camera that's in place, but there's no footage on it? Why is that footage not present, So I guess the most important thing I can say is that stereotyping is something that transpires when the authority looks at classifying groups of people, and when the truth is not expressed as it has transpired, but instead manipulated so that it may appear to seem a certain way, then unfortunately things happen. And then depending on the position you are in the legal system or how you are, then you have more or less risks being taken should you decide to contest it. Now, I should have contested it if I knew more, but some things you only learn through experience. So hopefully my experience will help you learn something that you won't have to experience yourself.
Paranoia schizophrenia, which is the disease that I suffer from, is a result of a trauma that has occurred at a young age that the mind is trying to make sense of. When I look at the actions of what the officers did, using violence instead of words to communicate, this is a trauma which has caused me to have to be diagnosed 4 years later. And the reason why I made this tape was so that hopefully we can share more positive actions with each other, actions of love, not intimidation, where we're communicating to others our points of view or anything that we wish to communicate. So that way it's done in this way and not in a method that is violent and causes one to become sick.
Alright. Why can't I walk down the street without police using brutality to speak? Aren't they supposed to protect and serve? Why they always acting like they're on their last nerve? One day I was taking the metro when a peace officer a punch to my lip did throw. When I walked past him after a chat, I'm proving the validity of my bus pass a shot. Respect is necessary for safety and communication, the first step to security. Could somebody tell me the use of prisons, if not modern day slavery, supported by the stereotype and profiling, racist activity with our taxpayers' dollars in this 21st century? Let the people know they have the power. No justice, no peace. Hatred in the eyes of police must cease. Look how many deceased and officers remain nameless. Now criminals have a badge and it's stainless. This is brainless, so I might be in a second. I got black hair, black gum, so I'm a suspect, I reckon. Who they really protecting with their abuse of the community? Mic in hand rapping, I'm blasting back for you and me. Stop police brutality. Stop police brutality. Stop police brutality. I'm polite so I can cooperate, but how can I be silent in a violent copper state? How can I be silent in a violent copper state? How can I be silent in a violent copper state? I'm polite so I can cooperate, but how can I be silent in a violent copper state? How can I be silent in a violent copper state? How can I be silent in a violent copper state? Why can't I walk down the street? Why can't I walk down the street? Why can't I walk down the street without police using brutality to speak?